This PowerPoint will help you to create the Excel and the graphs that you need for Level 2 Experiment Assessment 91265. In the bottom left-hand corner there are 3 images, and you can use those to link you to the different things that you need to create, or you can just progress through this PowerPoint. So after we've gathered our data, we need to put it into Excel so that we can make our graphs in Inzight. Our first cell, which is going to be A1, is going to have the title Subject. B1 is going to be Without Intervention. The next one across is going to be With Intervention. And then the difference. So once I've done those ones, I also need to make a second set, which is just a little bit further along, so I'm going to leave a gap, and then in column F I'm going to call that subject again. Then I need a column called intervention, and finally I'm going to have a column called score. So those are all of the columns that I need. So I've just done an investigation, and my first person was subject A. Without intervention, that person scored 47, and then with the intervention, they scored 47 again. Now I could go through and manually work out the difference. However, there's an easier way to do that on Excel. We can use our sums. So if we click up on the top where it says Auto Sum, we want the width square, so just click on that, the minus key, and then click on the Without Intervention. And if we push Enter, it's going to automatically summarize it for us. Now if we want this equation to work for all of my different lines, I can click on this little tiny square here with the plus and drag it down a wee bit. So that is going to apply that to all of those squares once I fill them in. Scroll back up. So subject A without intervention was 47, with intervention was 47, the difference was 0. Now over on this side, I'm going to write subject A twice. So once there and once there. In the intervention column, I'm going to use zeros and ones. 0 is going to represent without intervention, and 1 is going to represent the intervention. So this person without the intervention, scored 47. With intervention, also scored 47. Then I'm going to go for subject B. Subject B, in my case, scored 36 the first time, 36, and then they scored 46 the second time. See how this cell here is automatically calculated 46 minus 36, so there's no errors in our mathematics. Over here I'm going to write B twice, 0 and 1 again. So without, they got 36, and with, they got 46. So what you need to do is you need to continue doing this until all of your data is in the Excel spreadsheet. This sheet here is one that I prepared earlier, so I've put in all of my experiment data, and you can see that as I've gone down, I've run out of letters to represent the people, so I've started using capital letters instead. So once I've done all of that and put in all of my data, I need to save it as a CSV file so I can put it into Inzight. To do that, we're going to go File, Save As. I'm just going to save it onto my desktop, and I've called it Paragraph Data Now this is already a CSV, but if it wasn't, I want to choose CSV, delimited, give it a name, and I'm going to save it so that it was all ready to go. And now I'm ready to go and put it into Inzight. So to get our box plot of differences, we need to open up Inzight, and if you've forgotten, it's the start menu down the bottom, all programs, and then the maths folder. Once you've got Inzight up and running, we need to import data, locate where we saved it, and then import it. Now you'll notice that a couple of the columns have NAs, just ignore those, it's no big deal. For the box plot of differences, I just need to select the difference column, and here is my graph. So I'm going to print screen that, making sure I include the titles. I'm going to copy it to my clipboard, and then I'm going to put it into my Word document by just pasting it in there. I'm also going to get my summary so that I can do my statistics from this. So get summary, and I'm going to print screen that as well so that it doesn't screw up the formatting. And I only need that part there. Now if you don't like to copy to clipboard, you can just put it straight onto your Word document. And there is our graph, and there are our statistics, and that is everything for the box plot of differences. Now it's ready for your analysis. And now for the paired link graph. Now this graph is a wee bit different to anything you have done before. So we're going to clear out everything that we've got. In the first variable, you want to select score. In the second variable, we're going to select intervention. So what has happened is along the left and the right hand side are our different scores, and then down the bottom is our intervention. Now because we called our intervention 0 for without and 1 with, that is why we've got this decimal down here. Just ignore it, because all you need to know is that the 0 side is without the intervention and the 1 side is with intervention. So now we're going to add to plot. Now I'm going to code more variables, and I'm going to code by subject 1, because that is the subject that goes with the intervention and the score when I drew up my Excel spreadsheet. So by doing that, I now have all of my different colors for my graph. And I also would like to join my points by line. I'm going to join my points, and because I have my color coding, I'm also going to color code so I can see all the different colors. So now I am going to grab a screenshot of my graph, and I'm going to put it into my Word document as well. So now I have my box plot of differences and my paired link graph.